Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
And we come to you tonight from the Glacier Peak High School Gymnasium. It's a little interleague action here late in the season. It's the Wesco 4A Glacier Peak Grizzlies, the Kinko 3A, the Mercer Island Islanders. Hello, everybody. Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler here on STSPN.com this evening. And Bill Kusler, when you put up the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the guys that's going to be up there in the state of Washington is going to be Ed Peppel, who was the longtime coach, historical with the Mercer Island Islanders.
Ed Peppel was there for 42 years. They dominated in the 80s and 90s, winning 4 state championships in that period. And we remember one of those state championships in 85 when they went through a very good Snohomish squad to get there. It's always interesting to have these interconference battles you never know the relative strengths of the leagues, and so it's always fun to get to watch one of these games and see how Glacier Peak and Mercer Island match up.
And what's strange is late in the season like this, but in the Wesco 4A, you have so few. You only have 8 league games. You got to fill them up. You get a snow out early in the month. There you are. You're playing 2 weeks left in the regular season, and you're playing a non-league game on a Friday night.
Yeah, kind of crazy, kind of fun also. Of course, the Wesco 4A standings are so close with Jackson, Mariner, Lake Stevens, and Glacier Peak all within a half game of one another. And it's going to be fun to see how that shakes out as well.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups as they're being introduced on the floor for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. They come in at 2-2 in league play, 8-5 overall. They'll start all seniors on senior night here at Glacier Peak. Luke Zimmerman, a 6'4 senior. Nate Spang, a 6'1 senior. Also Trey Lechner, a 6'2 senior. Cooper Jensen, a 6'6 senior, and Paxton Bigby, a 6'1 senior. So Zimmerman, Spang, Lechner, Jensen, and Bigby for interim coach Steve McCary's Glacier Peak Grizzlies. For the Mercer Island Islanders, their head coach Gavin Cree. They will start at number 1, Derek Nordale, a 6'3 senior. Cyber Langtot, a 6' junior. Tristan Cruzen, a 6'1 sophomore. Spencer Kornblum, a 6'3 junior. And Mikolas Kovarskis, a 6'6 senior. And Nordale, Langtot, Cruzen, Kornblum, and Kovarskis for Gavin Cree and the Mercer Island Islanders. Gavin Cree in his 14th season already at Mercer Island, taking over after Ed Peppel retired.
Yep.
So we're getting set for the national anthem. We will come back after tonight's opening tip-off and game action. It's a Mercer Island Islanders, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, non-league basketball on a Friday night live from Glacier Peak in Cathcart. We'll come back with tonight's opening tip-off and game action right here on STSPN.com.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
fighting for each other.
Full practice, Witch Doctor requesting immediate hot extract taken on.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boats.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Let's play some non-league basketball here on a Friday night. It's Mercer Island and Glacier Peak. The officials Shane Day, John Brown, and Lee Otini. We're glad you're with us here on STSPN. Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler. A ball is about to go in the air from Shane Day, the referee, and we are underway. And they'll be controlled by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies against Mercer Island. Glacier Peak in their home white uniforms, starting all seniors on senior night. It's kind of tradition in high school basketball. And that's Paxton Bigby with the basketball. Swing at top of the key to Nate Spang. Dumps it down to Jensen. He'll turn and fire. Won't go. Tap up, no. How about 2 times? No. How about a third chance? As Cooper Jensen gets it. Back out for a 3 ball. The bank is open in Cathcart tonight. Luke Zimmerman with the first bucket. Just good stick-to-itiveness there by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies.
Yeah, really hitting the offensive boards to get numerous opportunities and finally putting that in off the glass.
A 3 ball there for Zimmerman. Now it's Mercer Island and here's a steal. Trey Lechner with it, lost the handle, picked it up, then just kind of dumped it off as they'll swing it back down now to Jensen in the paint. Puts it up and in. Nice steal there by Lechner, and it results in points for Cooper Jensen, and they're up by 5 points.
Glacier Peak coming out in a 1-2-2 matchup zone, really giving Mercer Island fits early.
Mercer Island, the familiar maroon jerseys moving to our left. There's a fadeaway jumper. The bank, I guess, is open. Tristan Cruzen with the bucket there for Mercer Island. Their first 2 points of the ball game.
Good fundamental basketball using the glass.
Now GP leading by 3, just over a minute into the ball game. Top again, another 3, bang, down it goes. Luke Zimmerman. Zimmerman with the bucket, and it's an 8-2 lead, biggest lead of the game so far. Early going, Glacier Peak having their way with the Islanders from the Kinko 3A. Ball was kicked. Now dribble drive in, they'll dump it down low. Got it to Kovarskis, and he got fouled there, and Nicholas Kovarskis, 6'6" senior, will go to the free throw line.
If Zimmerman keeps hitting from outside, Mercer Island's really going to have to bring their defense out, and that's going to allow Cooper Jensen a lot of roaming room underneath.
Jensen picked up the foul, his first personal first team foul. First free throw is a miss there for Kovarskis. Second one is good, and it's an 8-3 ball game. Grizzlies on their home floor, up by 5. As the seniors continue here in this first quarter. He may just play him the whole first quarter. Paxton Bigby had the ball knocked away. Flag down there by Lechner. Back out to Zimmerman, long cross-court pass to Bigby. He backs down, puts it up. Tough luck shot won't go. Oh, they're going to call. Cooper Jensen just picked up his second personal foul.
Got 2 in a hurry. It's going to really hurt Glacier Peak in what they want to do here early, and they'll have to set him down.
Yeah, he will come out. Cooper Jensen, who's going to play the Pac-12 next year in football at Oregon State. Beavers are still in the Pac-10 or Pac-12, right?
Yeah, they're still there. They were good this year.
Yes, they were.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to a good program down there. So he will have a seat to stop the dribble in back court, which is never a good thing for Mercer Island. Nordale gets doubled, across the way. That means somebody's open. There he is. 3 that rims off, no. A miss there by Langtot, and controlled by the Grizzlies. Checking in with Sam Waldo. He's a junior, first underclassman now to play here for Glacier Peak as he took the place of Jensen. Inside, up and in. That is Paxton Bigby with the bucket.
Basket by number 25, Paxton Berkeley.
10-3 lead, up by 7 as they increase their biggest lead now to 7 points. As Kovarskis had it, then he tried to shuffle a pass underneath. Back out for an open 3. Too hard, no good by Langtot. And Lechner grabs the rebound. He'll feed it out to Zimmerman. They'll come into front court. Glacier Peak with a lead on their home floor, wearing the white with silver numbers and dark blue trim.
Well, that good shooting has forced Mercer Island to go man-to-man after they wanted to start the game in a zone.
So work at right side. Spang off the side of the rim, no good, but Lechner's there. He powers it up, and he gets fouled. Speaking of the Pac-12, Trey Lechner will play football for the Cougars next year. He'll head over and matriculate at Washington State.
It's always fun to see local kids, get some opportunities on the collegiate level. Glacier Peak is just dominating the offensive boards. And also on defense, their double teaming out front has really hurt Mercer Island.
Number 32, Jackson Brady.
First free throw is good. So another one on the way here for Trey Lechner. As they put the foul up, but on the board they don't have any team fouls yet for Mercer Island. That was definitely a foul on Mercer Island. Underneath they go. Somebody fell asleep defensively, and Jackson Brady gets the bucket. We're under 4 minutes to play. I think they're having the usual scoreboard is tardy here problems here at Glacier Peak. They haven't put those points up yet either. Out in the corner, Paxton Bigby, and then a foul is going to be called. Now they're catching up with the scoreboard. Wireless technology, don't you love it?
His first, team second into the game.
Now they've got 5 points, so
yeah,
only showing 3.
Yeah, it's 11-5 the score. And they're getting yelled at by the student section. It's got to be 5 points. We know that. We've got it on tape. And so they're coming over, and John Brown will talk with the scoreboard operator. They've had problems here since they opened the doors in this building with the scoreboard. Sometimes the two scoreboards won't match. They said, now it's caught up with itself.
Well, if Lechner would come back over and fix it like he did earlier.
That's right.
Yeah.
Please raise your hand if you've ever had computer problems. It's everybody in the room. Okay, that's the way it works.
They need to go with the little flip chart.
Flip chart. Yeah, I love those. So we're 3:40 to play in the opening quarter. It's an 11-5 lead here. The scoreboard is right. The fouls, I'm not sure, are right. Are we 2-2? Okay. Inbound feed. Meanwhile, back out on the floor, Luke Zimmerman is right. He's
Zimmerman already with 8 points in the first quarter.
Early running for our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game honors tonight. So now Mercer Island with it. On the attack to our left, Nordale with it. Dribbles through traffic, and a foul is going to be called. He split 3 guys. Somebody was bound to get called for the foul. Leo Tini will tell us that this will be a Trey Lechner.
One of those guys tried to split him.
That's right.
For Mercer Island, number 1, Derek Nordale.
Yeah, the officials, John Brown, Shane Day, and Lee Otini. The foul was on Lechner, his first. First free throw is good for Nordale. He'll get another.
I think Lee Otini was reffing games when I was in high school.
I guarantee you he was.
50 years ago. He's really something.
Next free throw is good. Makes it 13-6. And now here's Joe Lee, who's checked in. He's the leading scorer for Glacier Peak. Lechner, Bigby, yeah, they're going to call an offensive foul. He turned around. I don't think he even knew that Derek Nordale was there. He said, excuse me. Bang, down on the floor he goes. Offensive foul
When
call.
your school is known as a big football school, that sometimes happens on the basketball floor.
Yeah. So the foul is called there on the Bigby.
Into the game for Glacier Peak, number 11, Kate Zener.
They're still messing around with the scoreboard. So here we go. Mercer Island with it. Top of the key. That's cruising. Knocked away. Grabbed by Bigby. Ran into Leotini.
Glacier Peak basketball.
It's Glacier Peak ball. The official is part of the floor. And Lee also went over to Gavin Cree and says, the assistants sit. You can stand.
That's having a couple buddies that are referees really help us understand what's going on down there, huh?
That's right. We're going to have a block foul called there. It's going to be on Seaver Langtot. We'll pick up the foul.
Seaver Lato, his first team.
Okay, we'll go Langto.
Been a very physical first quarter of action here. Be interesting to see if that continues.
Langto picks up the foul, his first personal, third team. Inbounds here to Zimmerman. Does he get another one? He does. Puts it in.
Basket number 3.
Is he at 10? 10 points in the ball game. 10 of the 15 points for Glacier Peak. That's cruising. Pull-up jumper. Rattles out. Tough luck shot there. Thought it was going down. And Zimmerman grabs the rebound. Off to Joe Lee. Brings it out of backcourt. Also checking in is Caden Zener.
Does Joe Lee have a shoe contract? Just wondering.
I like his shoes. He's short on the shot there. The rebound grabbed down by Kornblum, and here come the Islanders. Jumper for three, no, by Nordale. Zimmerman grabs another rebound. He's been scoring 10 on one end. He's probably got a half a dozen rebounds on the other. Lee calls the play with the left hand. To Bigby. And he traveled. Bigby traveled with the basketball. So that'll be a turnover. Checking in for the Islanders, Ryan Boyle will check in. And we're at a minute and a half to play. First quarter of action at Glacier Peak High School in Cathcart tonight. Wesco 4A, Kingco 3A matchup. That's Langto with it. Now to Nordale. Kick it back out to Brady. Everybody touches it. Ryan Boyle, corner shot, no good by Nordale. Rebound, grabbed down by Glacier Peak. Grabbed by Sam Waldo. He'll give it to Lee. Now to Zener. Lee trying to force it down low. They were looking for the hot hand, Zimmerman, and it got knocked away in a turnover.
Now, Lee's not used to coming off the bench, and he's been a little bit cold here early.
Runner that won't go for cruising. Then a foul is going to be called. Paxton Bigby picks up the foul. That's his second personal foul. Fifth team foul. And Tristan Cruzen, the 6'1 sophomore, goes to the line for Gavin Cree's Mercer Island Islanders. First one's good. 49 and a half seconds to play here in the opening quarter.
You know, Glacier Peak is totally dominated, yet Mercer Island's just hanging around a little bit. Got to be careful when that happens.
One more here for Cruzen. That's good. It makes it a 15-9 ball game.
4 points for Cruzen, leading the Islanders.
As Waldo brings it out of backcourt, along with Lee. Lee gets it. He gets doubled there for a second. To Lechner. Now to Spang. That's Lechner at the high post with his back to the basket. Now to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman forgot something. Oh, then they forgot the other way, and it's going to be a scoop lay it up good. Steal back and the lay it up and good by Sam Waldo.
Very pretty, good heads up play.
Down to 14 seconds to go. Shot clock is dead. Mercer Island can play for one. I'm not sure they will. Cruzen will shoot it. Rims off, no good. Chance here. Lee has it. Down to 4, down to 3. Pull up long jumper that won't go for 3, and that will be that. End of the first quarter. Our score 17-9 with the Glacier Peak Grizzlies leading the Mercer Island Islanders 17-9. We will come back. Second quarter coming up right here on STSPN.com.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
1 quarter in the books. Glacier Peak with a 17-9 lead over the Mercer Island Islanders. Thanks for being with us here on STSPN.com. The Elvigs, Todd and Sarah, running things. Bill Kusler's with me, Tom Lafferty. With the Mercer Island Islanders and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Mercer Island gets it to start this second quarter, and they've got an open 3-ball jumper that's offline no by Will McDonald. McDonald with the miss, and Glacier Peak with the rebound. Zimmerman, who had 10 points in the first quarter, 3 seconds in the key, yeah.
3-second violation, Mercer Island basketball.
Actually, I think Trey Lechner was having his mail forwarded to the key.
He was in there
East
for
end
a
zone.
long time.
And he kind of just walked out and goes, yeah, I was. So now Mercer with it. Langto to the baseline. They'll swing it out.
GP going into a man-to-man. Started out the game in his zone.
10 to shoot. They go down low, and they're going to call a foul. I'm not sure Mercer Island was even looking to go towards the hoop yet.
Fouls at number 3.
Inside about 8 seconds to shoot. 6-team foul. The foul was called on Zimmerman, his first. Inbound shot, that's a miss. That's going to be controlled by GP. Grizzlies with the basketball, leading by 8, 17-9. It's Joe Lee. It's a nice move.
Right in the basket, number 2, Joe Lee.
Oh, they're going to have a foul after the shot, I do believe, on one of the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. So they're going to call that on Trey Lechner.
His second, team 7.
That's a team 7, so we're going to shoot on the other end. They counted the bucket, but then the foul coming after on a made bucket. You don't even have to block out, do you? I guess you block out just to block out.
You do if you're going to go play football for Wazoo.
That's true. So Jackson Brady will be at the free throw line. Lechner, well, he made the first one. Zimmerman stepped in early, so there would have been a violation. Lechner picked up his second personal foul. He's going to come out. Mateo Ganji will come in. Next free throw is good. So Brady hits them both. Lechner goes to the bench. Mateo Ganji checks in.
You know, having a non-league game at this time of the season, it's really nice that you have an opportunity to experiment with different combinations on the floor, different defenses and stuff. And when it's a non-league game, kind of a recheck of different things that you can do.
On the dribble there is Zahner. Zahner dribbles through, goes in, laying no good, travel with the basketball. He thought it looked like Joe Lee's approach to the basket. It wasn't. It was one extra little step.
Kind of looked like Dick Button.
That's right.
Pirouetting in there.
That's right. Yeah, he was doing the triple Salchow.
You don't understand that reference, ask Grandma.
Grandma knows who Dick Button is. Yeah, that's going to be a travel. It looked cool by Jackson Brady, but it was a violation of the travel. We go back the other way.
Glacier Peak going to do a little pressing, or excuse me, Mercer Island going to do a little pressing against Glacier Peak.
8-point lead for the Grizzlies on their home floor. We're just about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Little scoop, nice pass there. Blocking foul is going to be called. Beautiful pass there by Joe Lee. But Mateo Ganji couldn't complete it, so we'll have to earn him at the free throw line. A couple of shots here for Ganji. The foul was called on Jackson Brady, his fourth team foul. First free throw good by Mateo, the sophomore at 6'1". He'll get another. Coach Steve McCary, interim coach for Brian Hunter, who will return next year. Next free throw good. The lead is 10, biggest lead of the game for Glacier Peak. Mercer Island has not led in the contest. But they've stayed around. They've stayed within 10 here in this first half. Will McDonald. That's Boyle. Again, Brady, 12 to shoot. And he traveled with the basketball. I think that's a couple of those. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor called by Gavin Cree of the Mercer Island Islanders. We step out, 10-point lead for Glacier Peak. Back with more right here on STSPN.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
We're not here to take part, we're here to take over. I am the beast.
We welcome you back. 5 minutes and 39 seconds to play in the first half. 21-11 the score. It's a 10-point lead. We get a little love over the PA system from Bob Blair. Glacier Peak basketball. Waldo, give it to Lee. Back to Waldo. Tough D here by Mercer Island. Lee has it down to 9 to shoot. Way out by the center line. Down to 6 to shoot. He looks at the clock, fades away, puts up an air ball. Didn't hit anything, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Mercer Island much more aggressive on the defensive end on that time down the floor.
I'm guessing that was the message in the huddle. So now see what MI does on this end. Boyle. Now to Oliver Bellin into the ball game. Back out to Boyle again. Ryan Boyle. 9 to shoot. Pretty tough defense here by Glacier Peak as well. He steps in, rims off, no good. That miss by Oliver Bellin, the control by Glacier Peak. Joe Lee brings it up, burst of energy, puts it up on the glass, and one. He kind of floated it up there as he was going to the ground, being fouled, and now he'll try to complete the three-point play. Will McDonald had a foul. I have to go E-I-E-I-O, but that's the way it goes. 10, McDonald with a foul, his first personal, 5th team foul. Joe Lee at the line. Yep. And the lead is 13 points, biggest lead of the game for Glacier Peak.
Well, Glacier Peak's JVs soundly defeated Mercer Island in the game before this one, and Glacier Peak varsity looking like they are going to do the same thing here tonight if they keep playing the way they have.
But I'll raise you one. Last night, we did Mariner Jackson. Jackson's JVs scored 91 points in a junior varsity game.
Wow.
The varsity game was 82-81. Here's a steal. And the bucket up and in. That's Mateo Ganji. 26-11 the score. Up by 15 are the Grizzlies. Under 4 minutes of play in the first half. Step through move, up and in. Nice move there by Derek Nordale.
Derek Nordale.
They've been stuck on 11 for a while. And now Lee will bring it up for the Grizzlies. He's looking underneath to Zahner. Back out for Zimmerman, up fake for the three, lost the handle on it. Gets it back, puts it up, and airballs it. Swats it out for Lee. Nice move there, going in with a hook shot up and in.
Number 2.
The running hook shot.
I love to see that play by Zimmerman where he throws the air ball but doesn't give up on it and was able to slap that ball back out.
Let's see that one again. See if we can just re-rack that. Yeah, they got it in. And then with the make. So it was nicely done there by Zimmerman, kept it alive. 15-point lead. Mercer Island with the basketball. And they're going to call a block foul there on Sam Waldo. He picks up his first personal foul. 8th team foul. So we're in the 1-1 here. Bonus for Mercer Island. Islanders come in at 5-4 in league play and Kinko 3A play. 6-7 overall. We'll have another shot coming up here for Nordale. In the Kinko 3A, Bellevue's on top. They're the 7th ranked team in the state at 8-0 in league play, 14-2 overall. Mercer Island's mid-pack. Liberty, Lake Washington, Mercer Island at 5-4. Behind them, Interlake, Juanita, and Hazen. Hazen yet to win a ball game in league play. They're 0-9. So about mid-pack, they should make the Sea King tournament. Of course, that's when you're going against the Garfields and all the other Metro League schools. 28-15.
Excuse me, Tom. Glacier Peak's so good at following their shots.
Yeah.
Getting those extra opportunities.
Travel.
Traveling violation, Mercer Island basketball.
Travel on Sam Waldo. Well, it'll be a turnover, and Mercer Island will have it. Mercer Island, see if they can take advantage of a couple of turnovers here by Glacier Peak. So far, they haven't. Down by 13. 2-2-2 to play here in the first half. That's cruising. The ball got kicked. They reset the 30. And it'll remain in the possession of the Islanders. They'll hand it the ball. He was going to follow the official with the ball. Inbounds, nice play there. Inbounds to Kornblum. Kornblum from cruising out of bounds. That's 28-17. 11-point lead. That's Zahner. Now that's Lee. He'll back away. 16 to shoot. Goes behind the back. Little spin move, turn, face, fire. Looks just like Bill Kusler back in his Snohomish High School days.
Not at all.
It was pure finesse.
If I dribbled between my legs, it would have been totally by accident.
That's right. Here's a fadeaway. Good. No, they're going to count it. No, they're going to say it was pre-shot. They won't count it. So the foul's going to be on Caden Zenner. He picks up his first personal foul. 9th team foul. Free throw here for Cruzen. First one is good. He will get another. Today's game brought to you in part by Adrenaline Fundraising, Airfield Espresso, American Family Insurance, Sally Petty Agency, and Bickford Ford in Snohomish. Next free throw good. 30-19, the lead is 11.
Mercer Island's 11 for 12 from the free throw line. They've only hit 4 field goals.
Which is shown there by 9 team fouls here in the half on Glacier Peak. Inside a minute and a half to play in the first half, excuse me. Lee on a runner, short no, and the rebound. Kovarska says, I want the basketball, and he got it. Give it off to Kornblum out of back court. Swing it to Cruzen. He cruises in and puts it in. Closes it to not yet single digits. 30, yeah, it is. 30-21. I was told there'd be no math in this gig.
8 points for Cruzen.
That's Lee. 18 to shoot, 40 on the game clock. Coming up on the end of the first half. Outside three, no for Zener. Back up and in. That is Zimmerman. Luke Zimmerman.
12 points for Zimmerman, leading all scorers.
Shot clock is dead. 16 to play. Cruzen. Down to 9, down to 8. Cruzen gets it back. Kind of changes direction, goes into traffic, puts up a 3 that won't go. Back out, they're going to shoot for a 3. No, at the horn. A miss there by Derek Nordale. After one half of action here at Glacier Peak High School, it's 32-21. Glacier Peak leading Mercer Island. Coming up second half, we'll take a look at the first half numbers as well. Thanks for being with us on this Friday night on STSPN.com.
Come with us. The new generation. The next level. Sending it big.
You're in for a good run. Let's go.
Come with us to the track, to the trails, to the slopes, to the surf, to the fight, to the race. Look at this! To the 4 a.m. starts. Training harder, pushing further, hitting back. Hard. To the fans, to the followers, and the haters. Come with us to the blood, to the sweat, and the broken bones. Cue rehab. We never quit. We never give up. We take control. To the world titles. To the world's first. The world's best. Come with us. We're just getting started.
It's going to be so much fun. I promise you.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
You have to be a good individual first before you can be a good team player. I know for a fact how bad Hell Week is. I went through it a couple times. It's probably the most brutal military training anybody can go through. So everybody to my left and everybody to my right, they've been through this. So I know mentally, these individuals are extremely hard. And when stuff gets bad and, in any situation, I know these guys have my back.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Full practice, Witch Doctor requesting immediate hot extract. Take it on.
Here on a team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
everyone's come together and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else on the boats. I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stay.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
At halftime, it's the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 32, the Mercer Island Islanders 21. Welcome back, Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler, and Mr. Kusler has a look at the scoring from the first half.
Well, for Mercer Island, they're led by Tristan Cruzen, who has 8 points. Derek Nordale has chipped in 6. Jackson Brady has 4 points, 2 points for Spencer Kornblum and 1 for Mykolas Kavarskas. For Glacier Peak, they're led by the 12 points of Luke Zimmerman. Joe Lee hit for 9 points, all in the second quarter. 4 points for Matea Ganji, 2 points apiece for Paxton Bigby, Cooper Jensen, and Sam Waldrow, and 1 point for Trey Lechner.
Today's game brought to you in part by Fred's Rivertown Ale House on 1st Street in Snohomish, Gene Johnson Plumbing, GS Heating, Cooling, and Electric, by McDaniels Do It Best, Monster Energy Drink, and by U.S. Navy Recruiting and the Marines. So coming up, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, after tonight's game with Mercer Island, they play on Tuesday at Lake Stevens, and next Friday they'll be over at Jackson High School. That'll be huge for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. As we mentioned coming in, Bill, it is a tight, big knot with 4 teams on the top of that Wesco 4A, and only 3 get to advance to the district tournament.
Yeah, Jackson and Mariner tied at 3-2. Lake Stevens and Glacier Peak 2-2, just a half game back, and Kamiak just 1.5 games back at 1-3.
So here we go. Grizzlies will control to start the second half. They'll be moving to our left in the white jerseys. Silver numbers, dark blue trim. Mercer Island in the familiar maroon of Mercer Island. And white numbers and trim. The fashion police go around, tell everybody to tuck in their shirts, and here we go. Glacier Peak with it, that's Joe Lee. So they won't start the seniors here in the second half. They did at the beginning of the contest. Big beat, down low to Cooper Jensen, puts it up off the glass. No, gets his own rebound, back up, and yes. As Jensen and Lechner sat most of that first half after Jensen picked up a couple of quick fouls. Both of them did.
Well, Jensen's a load underneath, and you can see why they're missing a shot, getting his own rebound.
Here's Big B with the steal. Leaves it for Zimmerman. The lay-in, no. The follow-up dunk is a miss. Shots 2 and 3 in that sequence weren't going to count anyway because Zimmerman got fouled, and he will go to the free throw line.
Zimmerman has lit the fire early for Glacier Peak, getting 10 first quarter points.
Austin Bloom with the foul Spencer Kornblum with the foul. Second personal, first team. Kornblum picks up the foul. And Jackson Brady will check in as Kovarskis will head to the bench. Zimmerman, free throw, good. 35-21. 14-point lead. Glacier Peak is led by as much as 15 points in this ball game. Mercer Island has not led in the contest. Long cross-court pass over to Lankto. So swing it back over to Nordale, the far side. Then he pulls up, puts up an 18-footer. Won't go. Zimmerman grabs the rebound. Lee brings it into front court. There's Jensen. Boy, that's a nice pass. He just dumped it down low going in. Nice ball movement there. Paxton Bigby with the bucket.
Oh, two gorgeous passes on that possession.
And got an open look and got the biggest lead of the game for Glacier Peak, up by 16 points, 37-21. 6.5 to play, third quarter. Jackson Brady with it. He's got a quadruple teamed almost, so that means somebody's open, an open three that won't go for Langto, and foul's going to be called. And I think they're going to get 2 and a 4. That means it's Cooper Jensen with his third personal foul.
He always looks really surprised after going over the guy's back.
Yeah, Cooper, look in the mirror. You're going to push a lot of guys around. And when you get to Corvallis, you really want to push a lot of guys around. Inbounds here for Mercer Island. Third personal on Jensen. Almost stolen by Bigby. Almost blocked, actually partially blocked. It's a double dribble. Nice job there by Jensen. He kind of just disrupted the flow of Spencer Kornblum, so he had to kind of reset himself and do a dribble. And wait a minute, that's twice you've dribbled. Sorry. So the turnover gives it to Glacier Peak. Joe Lee all the way to the rack. No basket. They say he got fouled on the deck before he went up. It was a nice looking move anyway, even if it doesn't count. Kornblum picks up the foul.
Glacier Peak starting the third quarter on a 5-0 run.
Third personal there. Second team foul on MI. Here is Jensen misses. I thought he knew he was going to go over the back, so he pulled back. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Don't go over the back. Tristan Cruzen. Now the corner three won't go. A miss there by Nordale. Grabbing the rebound was Brady. And we're going to have a foul called. I think it's going to be on Cunningham.
Got to be careful. Brady's really swinging the elbows underneath.
Yeah. So Cunningham picks up the foul, his second personal. Grizzlies with 2 team here in this second half. 5:35 to go, third quarter. Cruzen to Brady. Brady now, he'll go into the paint. Back out. Nordale open for 3. Despite the ministrations of the Islander on the bench, it wouldn't go down. They'll have to sit back down. Wait for the next one. Nordale hooks a pass to Brady. He faked it once, took 1 half step to his left, and then drains a 3 ball.
I don't think he's used to shooting threes. I think he was just as surprised as the rest of us, but it went in.
Lee has it. Now Bigby. He'll put up the elbow and clear himself some space. Now it goes to the low block for Jensen. Ball tipped out of bounds by Langto.
Basketball into the game for Mercer Island, number 5. Ryan Boyle into the game for Glacier Peak, number 23. Sam Waldo.
Waldo comes in, and Cunningham will go to the bench. 37-24, 4:44 to play, third quarter. A Wesco 4A, Kinko 3A matchup. Here's Joe Lee, was shooting at the horn before the shot clock expired. Then nearly a turnover. Who's got it? It's going to be Glacier, or Mercer Island will keep it. To Cruzen, swings it to Nordale. He backs away from trouble, goes out to the top of the key. 16 to shoot here. Nordale still on the dribble, hooks a pass to Brady. Little dribble drive along the baseline. Nice looking move, couldn't finish it. Brady will get it. It was a miss there by Langto, and then Brady got it, reset the 30-second clock. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in this third quarter. Outside 3, that won't go for Cruzen. Bodies on the floor, and GP with the ball. That's Lee. He'll get a screen set there by Bigby. Now Jensen playing with 3 personals. He said, what the heck? I'm going to shoot a 3 ball. No one to pass to, I'm shooting a 3. Missed it. Boyle with the rebound. Cruising out of backcourt. Cruising is cruising out of backcourt. Then a 3 that won't go for Boyle. And here comes Lee. Non-stop end-to-end action here at Glacier Peak High School.
Mercer Island's getting some good looks. They just can't put the ball in the basket.
Won't go. That's Sam Waldo to Bigby. Now Jensen, 10 to shoot. Tried to entry pass down low and it was picked off. Grabbed by Ryan Boyle. And Cruzen brings it into front court. 3 minutes to play in this third. Boyle to Nordale, short. This one, he's just going to keep shoot or shoot, I guess, and even if they don't go down. And Lee will bring it across the logo. GP leading by 13, 37-24. That's Jensen, double team, foul's going to be called. You got to hand it to Mercer Island. Glacier Peak kind of jumped out to about a 15-point lead, and then they've kind of been even since then.
Yeah, Mercer Island's been battling, that's for sure. They've really stepped up the defense here in the second half.
Cooper Jensen goes to the free throw line. The foul was on Jackson Brady, his second team foul.
Into the game for Mercer Island, number 14, Nathan Lau, number 33, Will.
So we got Nathan Lau comes in. Actually, we're going to have a timeout called here by Glacier Peak. We'll step aside. 2:33 to go in the third quarter. 38-24, the lead for Glacier Peak. We'll be back right after this timeout. What's that you say is what the student section is saying on the far side. Kind of a sparse crowd made the trip up from the land of the islands, up 405.
You make it sound like Tahiti or something.
Well, I think Mercer Island's the Tahiti of Lake Washington. How's that one?
Okay.
That's like WSU's the Harvard of the Palouse, you know, that kind of thing. Free throw, good, number 2. And for making that free throw, Cooper Jensen is rewarded with a seat on the bench. Trey Lechner checks back in. Zimmerman is back in. Oh, the clock to our right is completely dead. It's offline. Here's a shot on the way, air ball. That's a miss by Tristan Cruzen. Who's got it?
Ball out of bounds.
Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Mercer Island. It'll be Glacier Peak basketball. They're going to stop play here.
On the plus side, it's showing it's the 8th quarter.
With 8 seconds to shoot. A reminder, coming up here at Glacier Peak High School will be an open house. They're talking about the housing project that's planned for around Glacier Peak and Little Cedars Elementary School. It's called East Village. That will be on Tuesday, January 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Glacier Peak High School Commons. A whole bunch of housing going in around the 2 schools here on this plot of land. Now here's Glacier Peak with Joe Lee. Dribble, 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 shoot and hit. 41-24 the score. Inside 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. Mercer Island will try to answer and then almost commit a turnover. Flag down there by Boyle. He steps through, blocked. Blocked there by Lechner. Grabbed by Lee. Here comes GP. Stops and pops and puts it in. You know, it's that little hesitation. You know, he just feathers the gas pedal a little bit before he stomps on the gas again.
We haven't really noticed, but Glacier Peak held Mercer Island to just 3 points in the third quarter.
Here's a scoop is good there by Tristan Cruzen, 43-26. Coming up in a minute to play, third quarter. To the baseline goes Nate Spang, laying no good. I thought Lechner almost went over the top. He was trying to grab the rebound. Instead, it was grabbed by Mercer Island. Step through move there, blocked there by Lee. Lee blocks Cruzen. Lee brings it himself. Goes in, laying good.
Driving the basket by number 2, Joey.
Block on one end, bucket on the other end. The lead is 19 points, biggest lead of the game for Glacier Peak. They lead at 45-26. 38 seconds to play in the third quarter. They'll kind of pass the ball around. It goes to Cruzen. Back out for a shot that's too hard, no good by Will Wynn. He goes to the hardwood. And a foul is going to be called here. He's going to go to the free throw line. It's going to be it's going to be out of bounds. Lechner picks up the foul. It's a third team foul. That's his third personal foul. So both football guys have 3 personal fouls. But he's got a steal. He just made up for it. Then it's stolen back. A steal and a bad pass. He had the hat trick. The foul, the bad pass, and the steal.
Do you get the assist for that?
That's right. Ryan Boyle says, thank you very much. Down to the floor. They thought there was a travel. Go to Joe Lee. He finds his way through. I thought there was an extra step. But it's so pretty you don't notice. 47-28, end of 3. It's all Glacier Peak over Mercer Island. Fourth quarter coming up right here on STSPN.com.
Number 4, Spencer Kornblum. Number 32, Jackson Brady. No, sorry, Jackson. We're good.
15-7 in the quarter.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
STSPN.com coming to you live from Glacier Peak High School. The Wesco 4A Glacier Peak Grizzlies, the Kinko 3A Mercer Island Islanders. Who's leading the way there, Bill?
Well, Joe Lee got 8 points in the third quarter, 17 for the game. Zimmerman has 13.
And Mercer Island has the basketball. They'll swing it in the right corner. Going in underneath, and there's Wynn. Count the basket. Will Wynn will go to the free throw line. Got fouled on the way under. It was a pretty good looking pass there by Spencer Kornblum.
Number 12, Nate Spang. His first, team's fourth. The basket counts by number 33, Will Wynn.
We see school board president of Snohomish School District, Jay Hagan, standing by the. Did he have to pay to get in, I wonder? It's 47-31 as we're underway in the fourth and final quarter here at Glacier Peak on a Friday night, a non-league game for both these teams. Here's Joe Lee. Fades, fires, no. Battle for the rebound, won by Wynn. And Cruzen will bring it out of backcourt, tries to lay in, got fouled on the way down there.
Now, Lee is a good player, but he's taken an awful lot on his own shoulders with a 17-point lead. I think he should be trying to get some of those other players more involved in the offense.
Free throw here for Tristan Cruzen. It's up and good. The foul was on Lee, in fact, his first personal foul. 5th team foul on the Grizzlies. Next one by Cruzen is good. 47-33.
Cruzen has 12 points, and he's 6 for 6 from the line.
That's Lee. Splits the defender. Swings a pass. Back out. Zimmerman, no. Lechner with the rebound. I don't think Zimmerman knew it was coming, so there's a scrap for it. Who's got a jump ball is going to be called with bodies on the floor. As Zimmerman gets help to his feet by Spencer Kornblum of Mercer Island. Good sportsmanship there. Lechner will sit, as will Sam Waldo. Bigby's back in. So is Cooper Jensen. Inbounds, 3 on the way. Bang, down it goes for Joe Lee for 3. And it's a 17-point lead, 50-33. A good-looking stroke there by Lee, and he bangs down the 3 ball. That's Cruzen with it for Mercer Island. To win, to Cruzen again. He's just touch a pass over to the right corner for a 3 that goes down for Nathan Lau. Nathan Lau with the 3 ball. Off the pass from Cruzen, it's 50-36. Backdoor lob to Zimmerman. Nice pass there. Nate Spang with the assist. And Zimmerman with the bucket. And gives him a 16-point lead for Glacier Peak. Lee's on the floor, and they're going to call an illegal screen, I think, here on Wynn. Yeah, player control foul. Well, Lee ended up on his back, and Wynn had the basketball. Okay, so I think he just, and Wynn's a big guy. He can displace some tonnage out there. So Lee brings it up. They dribble across the top. Hit Bigby right in the chin. Now to Jensen. 10 to shoot. Rifle a pass down to Zimmerman. Lost the handle on it. I don't think Zimmerman expects it. He's getting ready to rebound. One of the 3 balls is going to be shot up outside. They say, no, we'll pass it to you. What? When did that start? So inbound at the baseline. 5 to shoot. Jensen will shoot and gets clubbed as he let go of the basketball. I think that's going to be, Will Wynn will pick up his 2nd personal foul. The 2nd consecutive foul in a row. That'll send Cooper Jensen to the stripe. And he'll miss the first one.
Number 11, Caden Zener.
Zener checks back in. Nate Spang will sit. So I think everybody's played. We haven't seen, I don't see another. We may have more players on the roster than are suited up tonight, but just about everybody's played for Steve McCary and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. 3 in the corner that won't go. Nathan Lau with the miss. Foul's going to be called.
32, Jackson Brady.
Jackson Brady. I thought he was going 33 again. I thought 3 consecutive. The hat trick of fouls. But no, Brady picks it up. His 3rd, 6th team. A little full court pressure.
The story about a man named Brady.
That's right. Zimmerman. Oh, he saw a breaking Cooper Jensen, but didn't lead him enough. Outside ball, no. Front of the iron. It's a miss by Brady. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by by a Glacier Peak Grizzly. Oh, God, don't call him Jackson. Glacier Peak Grizzly. That was last night. In the Bear Cave tonight. Hook a pass to Brady for Mercer Island. Underneath, laying, nope, missed him. You know, a couple of Islanders on the floor. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Mercer Island. They've missed a whole bunch of lay-ins, haven't they?
It's been tough getting the ball to go in the hoop. They've been working their tails off and getting some looks. If they hit half those shots, they'd be right in the game.
They're used to the loose rims down there and the Kinko 3A. Here's Lechner, feeds it to Jensen. Reverse lay-in, no. And they're going to call. I think that was play acting. I think that's called a flopping, but
Fouls on number 24, Cooper Jensen.
wow, Cooper Jensen's dumbfounded on that one, but that'll be his 4th personal foul. Yeah, Wilton Wynn looked like he had been clubbed with a baseball bat. He fell down, but oh well, on we play. It's a 16-point lead. I don't think the game really hasn't been in doubt since just about the outset. Outside 3, no. Wynn puts it up, no. And Jensen grabs the rebound. The miss there by Lau. Jensen with the board. And we're coming up on the halfway point of this 4th quarter. Joe Lee. Bigby forgot something. Back out to Lee again. His floater. Side of the iron, no. And Lankto with the rebound for the Islanders. Rifle pass to Brady. Starts the dribble, goes in. May have been partially blocked there by, I think it was, by Cooper Jensen.
You have that big guy underneath that can jump, and it's such an advantage defensively, getting some block shots and just intimidating the smaller Islanders inside.
So Glacier Peak, Caden Zener on the dribble to Bigby. He turns around, and right there in his grill was Will McDonald, and they'll get the basketball. Kind of sneaky, those Islanders. They got the ball. Cruising at the foul line. Somebody's open. Oh, going in for the lay-in. Too hard off the window, no. Blocking foul called. The miss there by McDonald. Lechner was on the ground, but he's called for the foul. He's got 4 fouls. So both Lechner and, but if you're going to go into the district tournament, you better be ready to play without the 2 big guys. Because if they're going to get fouled, you'll find in the district tournament, the better the bench, the better you are. Free throw.
That's why this opportunity to have a game where you can get all your players some solid playing time has been really valuable for the Grizzlies.
McDonald with the miss on the first one. He gets another. 3:34 to play, 4th quarter. 16-point lead. But the next one is good. And here comes Glacier Peak. Zahner out of backcourt. And a timeout called here by Steve McCary of Glacier Peak. We step out with 3:26 to play in regulation time. 52-37 to score. Back with more from Glacier Peak after this timeout.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
I am the beast.
.326 to play in the game. 52-37 the score. It'll be inbounds here for Glacier Peak. Almost stolen back, but it was grabbed there by Cooper Jensen to Bigby to Lee. Lee is triple teamed there. Suddenly a burst of energy on the defensive end. Zahner looking for Lechner, stolen away. Grabbed by Nordale for the Islanders. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the game. Reach-in foul is going to be called on Bigby. That's going to send Derek Nordale to the free throw line.
Now number 25, Paxton Bigby, his 3rd.
Bigby picks up his 3rd personal foul. 8 team fouls here on Glacier Peak. 1-1. Well, no, Lee, you got to let him in. It's 1-1. Zener will go to the free throw line. Nate Spang goes and comes into the ball game. And Nordale at the free throw line. The 6'3 senior for Gavin Cree and the Mercer Island Islanders. Free throw is good. He'll get another. You know, with a flurry of points, you can make up 14 in 3 minutes. We got to hit A, free throws, B, lay-ins.
If it weren't for free throws, Mercer Island would be way
That's right.
behind. They've hit a ton of free throws.
And conversely, it's because it's been a ton of fouls on Glacier Peak. As two of their stars, double team there on Lee. He'll give it off. Bigby has it now. They're going to call the block here. As Bigby kind of said, took a straight line, who was going to the baseline, and stepping in his way was Jackson Brady.
Number 32, Jackson Brady, his fourth.
And he picks up his fourth personal foul. Paxton Bigby goes to the free throw line. Now both teams are in the bonus. Free throw, perfect for Paxton Bigby. Next one. It goes down as well, and it's 54-39. 15-point lead, 2:44 to play. Langto to Nordale. He directs traffic. Derek Nordale. Now to Cruzen, Tristan Cruzen. Gives it to Brady. He'll try a step through move a couple of times. Back out to Nordale, 7 to shoot. Back out for Brady, shoots a 3, short. Lee goes high in the air, grabs the rebound for Glacier Peak. Yeah, we like Joe Lee's shoes. Now that is Lechner, Bigby. Inside 2 minutes now to play in the game. Back down to Lechner. Just using some clock here. Going in with 7 on the shot clock. That's Cooper Jensen. 56-39. And I think we like Cunningham, or excuse me, Zimmerman, right, for our player of the game.
Yeah, definitely. He set the tone.
Going here, scoop laying up. Nice shot there by Tristan Cruzen. And a timeout called here by Mercer Island. We step out with 1:34 to go in regulation time. 56-41. Grizzlies leave the Islanders. We conclude the festivities right after this. Well, our director, Todd Elvig, was wondering who was a fan of the cheerleaders of number 24 and number 23 and number 26. We finally told him that those are their class numbers. And Bill, some of those class numbers are 50 years after we graduated.
That's right.
1907. A grab foul is going to be called here on Mercer Island. The lead is 15 points. Yeah, Glacier Peak jumped out to about a 15-point lead in that second quarter, and then it's just been kind of even since then. They haven't been able to pull away, and as you said, the free throws have kept them in it. Here's free throw here for Joe Lee. First one good. The foul was on Seaver Lacto, his second personal. Both teams with 8 team fouls. Hits them both. The lead is 17. Glacier Peak's led by as much as 19. Cruzen to Brady, back to Cruzen again. Looked at a three, had the ball knocked away from him. Quick hands there by Nate Spang. Goes to Bigby. The ball then, speaking of quick, that's Seaver Lacto knocked it out of bounds. Look at the inbounds. Goes to Cooper Jensen. He'll put it up. It rims off, no good. Lechner grabs a rebound, rifles a pass back to the top out between the circles. And Lee will set it up with a fresh 30 on the shot clock, but he goes in. Scoops one in and rattles and goes. Joe Lee gives him 60 points. We're inside a minute to play in the game. They go to the baseline, but it's going to be knocked away from Seaver Lacto, and then Cooper Jensen was quick enough to keep it from going out of bounds but not save it, and it goes to Brady. He knocks over a player on the other end. Brady does. A miss there by McDonald, and Lee will slow things down. About a second difference from the game clock and the shot clock. He'll dribble across the top of the key. He'll give it off. They're in no hurry. They can use the entire time, except they're going to just knock it away. Maybe nonchalanted it a little bit too much. The lay-in, no. Foul call. The steal and the missed lay-in by Seaver Lacto. He will go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be on Nate Spang for Glacier Peak. That's his second personal foul. Lacto at the line. That's 9 team fouls, but 7.8 seconds to play in the game. First free throw good, and Lacto will get another. Again, we'll talk with our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game, Luke Zimmerman, coming up. Miss there, and now Glacier Peak can just leave the ball on the ground, let the time expire, and that will be that. And the final score will be the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 60 and the Mercer Islanders 42. We'll come back. We'll talk with our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game here at Glacier Peak High School. Our score, final, 60-42. Glacier Peak defeats Mercer Island. Back with our postgame after this timeout.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Here we go. Welcome back. Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler here. Final 60-42. The Glacier Peak Grizzlies over the Mercer Island Islanders. And our player of the game is Luke Zimmerman. How was it out there?
That was great. I mean, you only get one senior night, and I couldn't have been any better for me. I mean, there were mistakes, but, like, I'd rather have made mistakes and had a completely perfect game. And, like, you know, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so tired. My brain can't work.
Well, and you're tired because we talked about it on the broadcast. This is a non-league game. This was a game that didn't count anything. You guys are in a tough battle in the league, right? You got Jackson, you got Mariner, everybody. Lake Stevens you guys are all bunched together.
Right.
So what's going to happen in that one? You just got to win every game, right?
You know, I don't really know what I'd say because, you know, everybody's beating each other. Everyone's losing to each other. So we're just going to work our tail off. I mean, we go hard every single day in practice, whether it's before a game or 3 days before a game. And we're all working so hard for each other. All we can do is just play for each other. Give each other an extra pass. Give each other a high five. Lift each other up. We're just going to do the best and play for each other.
Well, you guys got off to a great start, and you had 10 points in that first quarter and hit a couple threes early, and you were just kind of feeling it at the beginning. They depended on you to get out, and you got that lead and just extended it the whole time. Talk a little bit about the first quarter and getting them out.
Right. I mean, I've spent a lot of time watching this game. You know, the rest of the league games, I've been getting more limited minutes, and I knew coming in tonight what I needed to do. I needed to play for, like I said earlier, play for the other guys, you know, just work my tail off for these other seniors who work just as hard as I have. I mean, Cooper and Trey, they just came in this year, but they're beasts at football, and they work their body is just so crushed. And so I was just working so hard for them, and I feel like they do the same for me, and the ball just came to me today, so I think I was lucky enough to get those points.
I'd like to talk a little bit, too, about the defense. You started out in that 1-2-2 kind of trapping half-court thing. That really seemed to give Mercer Island problems.
Yeah, it seems like Glacier Peak has a history of having super long 6-footers at the top of a press. So, I mean, we knew our starting 5 tonight, we wanted to try me, and I feel like I did a good job. I feel like I kind of limited their offense like I feel like I couldn't really let them set up. And you can kind of watch the film. I forgot to go press them in the first quarter. I think I forgot it 3 times in a row, and I got an earful for that. But, you know, it all worked out in the end.
Well, of course, nobody in our listening audience knew until you just told us that.
Now everybody's going to go back and look. You talked about Cooper and you talked about Trey. Talk about the other seniors.
Nate and Paxton and myself, we've been through the program since 5th grade. I mean, we've been on the same team since 5th all the way up till senior year. We know each other. We're great friends, and I think that's why we work so well together. We're friends, and we've known each other for so long. You know, any one of these nights, I would happily pass up a shot and give them a better shot.
Sure.
I mean, it's all just playing for each other. I know how these guys play. I know how they think. I know it helps them feel better, and I feel like they know the same for me. And I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to play around.
Now, you had your senior night stuff. What's your plans for the future?
I have a lot of places that I could go, mainly around the Pacific Northwest. You know, I think I want to go into some type of industrial design or architecture or some type of engineering, manufacturing, you know, industrial, urban stuff. So that's the plan. I don't really know where, but I know what I want to do.
You don't have a dream school?
Well, I would want to go somewhere for basketball, but you know the opportunity hasn't come to me. So I'm gonna take what I can get and make the most of it.
Well, congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. There you go.
Oh.
That is Luke Zimmerman, our Adrenaline fundraising player of the game. We'll get a picture with him. And let's take a break, and can we come back and take a look at the numbers in this one? We'll take a 30-second timeout. 60-42 the final. We'll be back with a final word right after this. Mom and Dad. And we welcome you back. Final word here, 60-42, the final. Bill Kusler, what do you have for some numbers?
Well, let's take a look first for Mercer Island. They were led by the 15 points of Tristan Cruzen. Derek Nordale had 8, 1 point for Seaver Langtot. Spencer Kornblum had 2, Ryan Boyle had 2, Will McDonald had 1, 3 for Nathan Lau, 1 for Mykolas Kavarskas, 7 for Jackson Brady, and Will Wynn had 2. For Glacier Peak, they were led by the 24 of Joe Lee. Our player of the game, Luke Zimmerman, chipped in 15-10 in the first quarter to set the tone. 8 points for Cooper Jensen, 6 for Paxton Bigby, 4 for Mateo Ganji, 2 for Sam Waldo, and 1 for Trey Lechner.
Today's game brought to you by Airfield Espresso, American Family Insurance, Bickford Ford, Fred's Rivertown Ale House, Adrenaline Fundraising, Gene Johnson Plumbing, by GS Heating, Cooling, and Electric, McDaniels Do It Best, by Monster Energy Drink, and by U.S. Navy Recruiting and the Marines. Thanks for being with us here on this Friday night. For Sarah and Todd Elvig, for Bill Kusler, I'm Tom Lafferty, reminding you tonight's final score from Glacier Peak High School. The Glacier Peak Grizzlies 60, the Mercer Island Islanders 42. Good night, everybody.